Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Right Hand Podcast, where we talk about law firm owners and how they can build stronger, smarter, and more sustainable law firms. Um, I, I'm Greg Copeland. I'm your host, and most lawyers, what they do is they start their firm to gain freedom and independence, but as the firm grows, new challenges appear. And challenges such as hiring, leadership, operations, and profitability. So this podcast, what we're doing in the right hand, uh, explores the strategies and insights that help law firms and law firm owners move from simply practicing law to successfully running a law firm. It's brought to you by Reuben Allen in cooperation with Marshall Graham. We are the strategic right hand for growing law firms. All right, and let's get into it. So, what we're going to do is talk today about how when law firms hit a growth ceiling, and most law firm owners, um, they start their firm with a simple goal, and that's to build something successful and independent. And at first that growth it feels exciting. You know, everything new is exciting. More clients come in, revenue increases, team expands. But then when something happens during that growth, and this surprises a lot of law firm owners, law firm founders. There comes a time where the firm hits that wall, and the firm stops growing. And I don't mean not completely. It may grow in small increments, but what it basically stalls in some of that growth. And what that leads it leads the law firm owners to wonder, hey, what happened? We were going well, and now everything kind of slowed down. The growth kind of slowed down. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about why most law firms eventually hit that growth ceiling, and most do. So you're not alone when this happens. Most law firms do hit that growth ceiling, no matter what the size. And so let's just talk about the stages in this. Uh, so there's the early growth stage, and in the early stages of a law firm, growth is it's often driven by the founder. You decide to start a firm, you're putting in the work, how much you work, uh, after hours, weekends, whatever it may be. Um, you're the one who brings in clients. You're the one who handles cases. You, as a law firm owner, are the one who makes the decisions. So everything flows through you. Everything flows through that one or two people who are starting the firm. And at this stage, when you're first starting out, everything seems manageable. You're excited. You have all the energy. You know exactly what you're doing, where you're going. But that model has limits because it eventually hits the ceiling. It hits a ceiling. And so what happens is you have these cases, and now you're starting to run out of time because you are hands-on with everything. And eventually, the law firm owner, founder, their time becomes the bottleneck because we only have so many hours in a day. And you can only reply to or supervise so many people. You can only review so many cases. You can only make so many decisions. You may have a family time. All of these things, you find yourself running out of time. And when your firm reaches that point, your growth starts slow. And it's not because the firm lacks opportunity, it's because the structure of your firm hasn't evolved. So we're going to kind of look at what the real problem may be in all this. And most growth ceilings with this they're not caused by marketing problems. Everybody thinks maybe I'm not marketing enough, maybe I'm not going out and getting enough clients. What they're caused by are structural problems. Um, maybe the firm lacks clear systems, lacks operational leadership. Maybe it lacks defined roles. Who is to do what? Whose responsibility is what? Um, Maybe it lacks decision frameworks. In order to make or come to this decision, A, B, C needs to happen. So without those structures, growth becomes chaotic. And what happens is chaos eventually it limits that expansion because you can't focus. You start a project here, but you have to jump off it and tend to this here, and then you have to jump off that and attend to this over here. So what happens is you need to make a shift. And the firms who break through this ceiling of not being able to grow, um, they make or made a fundamental shift. And that is they stop running the firm just purely through hustle culture or effort. And they start to actually plan and build systems and leadership structures. And so instead of like just one person holding everything together, the organization becomes capable of operating as an actual team. And that's putting things in place and assigning people to the right um, structures. You have a person who may help you out with intake. You may have a person that's assigned to marketing. You may have a person that's assigned to follow up with clients, billing, things like that. And it's just not one person running everything. You have actual structure, a process on how you're going to bill, when you send out those bills, a process on what happens from the first call into the firm, intake, and moving them through the process to becoming a full-time client. Um, how do you follow up with clients? How do you follow up with billing? You have actual structure in place. And so what you're trying to do is create that conveyor belt that keeps the firm moving. So even if you're a law firm owner and you decide to go on vacation, and if you're the only one doing everything, everything stops. And maybe you have an assistant and that assistant sits there for a week, 3 days, or however long your vacation is, because they really can't do anything or don't know how to do anything. But when you're able to step away because you have a good, solid system, plural systems in place, you're able to step away and your firm functions as if you're still sitting there. So if your firm feels stuck despite strong demand, again, the issue may not be your market. It's more than likely your structure. Um, because the next stage in your growth as a law firm owner, what it does, it's going to require a different kind of leadership. So you have to change that leadership. You have to put things in place. And you have to begin to move forward. So that's just a little on that. Thank you for joining us. That's what we talk about here on the right hand. Talk to you soon. Bye.